Anthony Mwangi is a man that wears many hats. From businessman to mentor and pastor, his story is that of making lemonade out of lemons through a team by life.
Anthony is a chaplain, he's a businessman, and I'm a crypto enthusiast, and also a mentor and a pastor. I also serve under Dagoretti Police Chaplaincy. I grew up in Nairobi, but unfortunately, the unfortunate thing happened that I was chased by my dad. We were living in Isli, and it resulted me to being in the street for 3 years. And then when I was in the street, that's when now Kibaki's government came into place, and it ordered for a cleanup of the street families. That's when I was caught in the process, and I was taken to Bahati Rehabilitation Center. So when I was in Bahati Rehabilitation Center, that is when I think they said those that want to go to school to step on this side, those that don't want to go, step on the other side. So I went to the side that didn't want to go to school, simply because when I was in the street, I was taught how to use a gun. And that is basically where my name comes in, Lonton. Lonton means the only survivor God preserved to give a testimony. So when I stood on the side that didn't want to go to school, we were taken and brought to that is Pumwani Social Hall. In Pumwani Social Hall, then we protested, then we were taken again to Joseph Kang'ethe Rehabilitation Center. And it was during my tenure at Joseph Kang'ethe that by then I had left substance. I was not abusing any drug, because there is a guy who came and told me, do you want to be sober and control the rest? I said yes, leave gum, because once you are not using that, you'll just be knocking other people's chest and they die. So the reason why I was even leaving that was for me to be in control, and once, because there is a lot of violence out there, so once something happens, I'll just knock at you, on your chest, then you die. So that's the reason. And then about bang, he told me that my head would blast away. And I said, if you want to be sober, you can just leave this thing and pretend to be using, but not using them. But I think it took me some time to leave smoking bang and cigarette, and also alcohol, because there were some alcohol by then. They were called Americans. They were being sold at 10 shilling. So there is someone who used to give me a self for her. And in the process, I would find myself also using the same thing. So, but I thank God for that transition, that during Joseph Kang'ethe, there is a guy who came and talked to me. He told me, I'm still young, I can still go back to school. And I saw the need of going back to school. And then he told me, you can go to various students' home, ask for an opportunity to study. And I went to, when we were in Joseph Kang'ethe, I remember there is a school that came, they were recording at the back of the auditorium. So I heard the noise and I told the soldiers, can I go and tell those guys to keep quiet? When I went there, I found it was a school recording, and because I enjoyed music, so I told them, can you record me first? They told me, okay, but they just pretended to be recording me, but they were not. And I remember I told them, I want to go back to school, can you take me? And that's when they took me, a school known as Magoso Primary School in Mashimoni in Kibra. That's when now I started the journey there. They took me to school. They did everything, yes. And then after high school, because I went to Magoso, they took, my guardian changed the environment. He said because of the environment, it needs to change because I need to adjust to the society also. I was taken to Mombasa in a school known as Mwamdudu in Miritini. Mwamdudu is in Kwale, but I was staying in Mombasa, yeah. So after there, I went to Olkejuado High School. Olkejuado High School is in It's in Kajiado. And then after Kajiado High School, I went and did music. I also did business management. And also in that process, I also have done artificial intelligence. I've done data science, and also currently I'm doing IT.
Having walked the reform journey, Anthony is giving back to society in the best way he knows through his community-based organization.
I started working at CITAM, Crisis Dancer Ministry, Head of Missions, and we used to do a drama known as Heaven's Gate Hell's Flames. We would go to various high schools, and then I saw the need to also reach out to the people, to the place that I was. Because yes, I abused substance. I was in the same place that they were. I felt the way they felt. So I saw, let me just go back with a little I have and start giving back. And I know even if it's one life that is transformed, it's better. That's how I started with 20 people. By then, I was going to town. Then when COVID came, something happened. And I remember it was tough for everyone. And I saw a lot of people were going to help the vulnerable, but no one was talking about the street families. So I said, why not? And now I started going back to the street families. And I started within Kawangware. And there we did for 2 years, around 300 guys they were abusing all kinds of substance. There is heroin, there is tap, there is coke, there is every substance that you can ever think of. And we have seen a lot of change because 18 of them are totally free from heroin and all substances. Others we try to see on how they can navigate in the area of businesses. And we have seen a lot of progress. Then we shifted from there due to security reasons, and we came here. Also here, people that we are dealing with are also in substance, and as you can see, even you cannot know sometime whether these people are abusing, because it is the transformational journey, because these people have lacked people who can love them. So all this cycle is what we are trying to change, because the biggest challenge that these people are facing is lack of people who can mentor them and change how they think about life. So I offered that avenue to be just a mentor to them, and I decided I'm not just going to sit and see things just go haywire. I'm going to do something about that. We started feeding program that is Monday and Thursday. We also have a program within the feeding program phase, whereby there is mentorship, there is discipleship. Because why we introduce discipleship? Because it is very important for people to know who they are, not just knowing that you can identify yourself as a man or as a woman, saying that you can just lift things. Knowing yourself from a spiritual perspective, which gives you the inner ability of understanding the dynamic of what God has done, what He has provided, and what He has made you. And the place of self-identity, very important. Because once you don't know who you are, you will live like anyone else. And once you lose your purpose, you immediately exit.
Dubbed Chosen Generation Global Community, the organization boasts of various success stories and partnerships that have played quite a role in making it thrive.
There are a number of people, but some of them are not here are working. But for those that are here, we can. I think I will give you a number of them to talk to them, because they were deep. They were deep in substance. They were very deep, and right now they are not using any substance. In fact, they are the ones now who are standing up and saying, "Hey, me, I didn't know. I thought that this thing was going to kill me. This was my end. This was leading me to the grave. But I thank God that God provided you to come and walk with us. And right now I can say I am free." Some of them are mechanics. Now they are sober, and now they are telling me. Now even clients are coming. Later they were telling me, "Are you okay?" After I speak, they tell me I'm not coming. You see, but now a lot of clients are coming, and those are the people now we have linked them to the rest of the guys who have maybe the interest of maybe in mechanic, that they work with them, they teach them, for them not to just be idle. We have a guy in Kiambu whereby the guy was in crime, he came to substance, but immediately we started working with the guy, and there was a problem with the family. So we decided to work with the guy, and after the guy was okay, we said, why not go to the family and talk to the family? We went, spoke to the family, and the family gave the guy 5 acres. And he said, if you are ready, here is the shamba, you can do something. And now we had to deliberate now, because the guy has no money. So we asked the guy what he wanted to do. He said he wanted to do cabbage farming. And immediately we went and we started sourcing for pumps, for the seeds, for people to plow the land. And immediately, right now, he's the biggest supplier in Kiambu County, yes, of cabbages.
To qualify as a candidate for the organization, there is a procedure used.
These people come from, yes, there are people from the neighborhood, there are people from Kawangware, there are people from Ndonyo, there are people from Kikuyu, there are people from Uthiru. All these people are the people that have decided. You know, we don't force people to be here. The reason why you are here, it's because it's a personal initiative. It's like just about being born again. It's a personal initiative. You don't just get born again because you are in a group. You understand? So there is the people that come from around and the rest of the places that surround this place. There is a list of visitors. They write. The visitor write where he comes from or where she comes from, and who told her about the information, why she is here, and what she wants to learn. So basically, it's a program whereby you come, you register, we do a self-analysis of the person, then we tell you, you don't miss Monday and Thursday. Be here. And once you are here, now as we progress, we see this person has been consistent. What is the substance that this person has been using? What is, before we even talk about rehabilitation, what is the mechanism, or what are the ways we can be able to help this person in order to come from this substance? Then we take the steps and we will start working with you.
My journey started some few weeks back. I attended at a book launch for Lonton, and from there I met with Lonton and a colleague of ours, Dennis, and then I talked to him about what I do. I told him what I do. I advocate for cancer as well. So he was like, okay. So he took my number. From there we began talking, and then he was like, there's a project we do in Waithaka. The place is called Safe Space. You can come and see how things are going. And I was like, okay, no problem. So he told me the schedule, and then I came, and I saw it's something that I love, and the fact that the people have even come out to accept that change. And sometimes there are challenges where they come in, maybe they're a little bit low, but by the time they're living here and you see smiles on their face, you feel you have touched somewhere, or you've pointed something out that they need to reflect on.
Ian Kinuthia and Salma Waithera are amongst Chosen Generation Global Community Organization beneficiaries.
Mi program imeni nice juu kama mayouths wengi tumekuwa interacted na madrugs, vitu mob, unaona, lakini for now venye tunakama hapa, tukitoka kwa hii gate tunakuwa tuko changed as watu wengine, unaona, si venye tukiingia unatoka venye ulikuwa kwa mtu wa kanusu. Lakini sasa mimi nasema ni juu ameni change. Sasa niko kuna ile kuwa si ati naacha ati sana. Kuna ile time unafika unasema nitapiga kadhati maisa, ukifika ma time unasema naweza sema no na niachane na juu nimefunzwa no, it's an answer as a full sentence. Mimi na kwenda mbali by the way sana juu kuna course nafanyia Nilikuwa nahitaji, by the way tulikuwa na group fulani hapa Maculture. Tulikuwa tuna deal na nature, not against nature. Unaona? Ilikuwa group ya kudeal na ukulima. Tulikuwa tunalima as in organic, vitu organic tunapeleka KSPCA Karen tukipeleka hizo vitu ni wazungu walikuwa wananunua. Hiyo group ilienda mahali ikavunjika. Tulikuwa tunasponsiwa na Gay Karen, alikuwa mzungu fulani. Anasimamia Wells Fargo. Huyo ni alikuwa mzungu wa kwanza kufika kwetu. Mzungu wa kwanza. So hiyo kutoka hiyo course ishe, hiyo permaculture nika give up. Nikaamua acha nijaribu kitu kama driving, juu sikuwa na driving license. So hapa nimepata mahali naweza rely on driving, unaweza pata hiyo course uendelee. Na ukimaliza unaweza pewa certificate, upewa DL.
I made this organization. There's a friend of mine called Eunice. She's like, I think she's one of the founder, a good friend of mine. And she knows me even before I came here. She's the one who introduced me here. I used to drink, and that is why I joined, because according to what she told me, it's like somewhere when you come, you'll have a change, and I was interested, and that is why I came here, because I wanted a change in me. I lost a very nice job. I used to work for Save the Children, and it has messed me with my family, my mom, my daughters. But that's the past now, because right now we're in good terms. Anyway, when I joined this group, it has really changed me, because it's like I'm back to normal now. I got an accident, I can show you here. I fell down when I was drunk, and I was in Kenyatta for 3 months. Nilipata tetanus, nikakuwa hata mwenda wazimu. 3 good months in Kenyatta. Yeah. And then I used also to chew mogoka. I don't have my appendix because of that. Drinking is not a good idea for women. If you have to drink, I think you should drink milk or water, but not pombe, because for women, first of all, once you drink, you don't even look presentable in front of people, even to your children, to the community, you just look something bad. So I can advertise, okay, why I'm here, I'm happy because it has changed my life, and my fellow women are seeing a very big difference in me. So I can just tell women, if you've never tried it, don't do it. So I thank Longton, Eunice, and the group. I tell God to bless them so much. Aendelee zaidi.
First of all, nimefurahi deeply, nimefurahi kwa sababu kuna hii organization hapa hivi, and sio mimi peke yangu ambao niko hapa. Kuna watu wengi ambao kila mtu mahali ambapo ametoka ameona kuna umuhimu wake kwenda kukuja mahali kama hapa, kuweza kufanya kile ambacho kinafanyika hapa na kuweza kuangalia kama maisha yake yataenda kuwa sawa. Na nafurahi kwa sababu is an open space for anyone. Whoever ambaye ana feel that mambo yamemlemea kule nje, whoever ambaye ana feel that pombe imemuingiza mahali ambapo si the right place to be, ako very much welcomed hapa, ili aanze kuangalia maisha yake ama aanze kupanga maisha yake kwa vile ambavyo inafaa.
Sababu niko kwa hii kampuni na mimi niko experience ya autorectician, na nataka ndio hata Mungu anibariki. Nataka kuchukua young youth wale tuko nao, nionyeshe wale wanakuja, tuko hapa kwa hii kampuni, nifunze kama watatu kazi ya wiring ya magari. Ndio kila mtu hata akitoka hapa atakuwa akisema nilipata hii course kutokana na ile kampuni. Hiyo ndio ninajiofa, mimi nitatumikia hii kampuni, nitafanya kazi zangu na hii kampuni, nitafunza watu kazi ile mimi hufanya. Mimi ningeomba Mungu tena hii kampuni iwe kubwa, kwa sababu tuko wengi. Tusaidiane, hata sisi tuko kwa hii kampuni. Tusaidiane, tuwaambie tu wajijue. Kitu ya maana ni kujijua na kujielewa venye uko. Hata kama uko na shida, ujielewe. Kweli niko na shida na hii shida nitaitoka aje. Si ati ukikunywa pombe ndio shida utatoka, hapana, ndio itazidi. Kwa sababu mahali hiyo 10 ungekuwa umeweka, atusaidie ile kashida uko naye, badala uweke si umeikunywa. Sasa shida inaongezeka. Ningewaomba tu marafiki wangu wote waangalie mbele mahali wanaenda, kwa sababu kuna shimo na wakianguka hawezi chukua. Mimi ni Mungu amenisikiria huruma, akanisikiria huruma, akaona huyu mtoto wangu atapotea. Ndio nikaacha pombe, masigara, mabangi. Sasa nikaona acha nirudie Bwana Mungu.
Even with much achievements, Anthony has also encountered a number of challenges in running the organization, but he is motivated to keep going.
Sometimes you sit down, maybe, and you think next week I have to feed people on Monday and Thursday, and it is on a Sunday and you don't have even a shilling. So you tell the person who is supposed to cook, hey, can you cook tomorrow? By faith, can you cook tomorrow? And then just to give you an example of like a scenario of yesterday. Yesterday, she calls me and tells me, hey, you haven't sent the money, you see? And then I'm like, just cook. Just cook. So immediately she cooked. Early in the morning, she calls. We need even money for transport to come there. I tell them, just come, you know. But all I can say is that I have seen God providing. I have seen God providing. And I know that God shall provide even people to support me in this, because it's not easy. It is knowing that I'm here for a reason and a season. And after my season is over, another person will rise up. And these are the people that will rise up. So for the season, and the reason why I'm here is to make others also see the need. That they can be better people in the community, they can make the community better, they can make the society and the country better than what they can think of. This life is not about drinking or eating. That is the bigger picture. I believe God created everyone for a reason. And that reason, once you know it, live for it. I look to a society whereby everyone is sober. Not only sober body-wise, but also sober mentally. Because we are looking on the area of mental health. A lot of people, a lot of men are suffering. A lot of women are suffering. Who are these people who are going to be in this gap? We are the ones. And if we don't take care of this society, the next generation will be more us. So I'm looking for a generation whereby this generation can be able to inspire the next generation. And it is a continuous circle whereby we have sober men. Sober men who can be able, apart, you know, I usually tell people that mothers give emotional language. Fathers give emotional intelligence. It doesn't matter whether you have a physical father or you are just being mentored by a father figure. But it is good for that mentorship for you to stay sober. You are not just bursting out from an emotional outburst. There is the balance. And that is why this generation needs that person and needs those people. Who are these people? I am that person and these are these people.
Mimi kitu ningependa kuambia maudhi wangu, wenzangu, kama Waithaka Massive, Dago, Ndonyo, Kawangware. Hii group inaitwa Safe Spaces Waithaka Wellness Health Center. Hii group inasaidia wasee sana. By the way, hapa ukikam kuna courses tofauti. So inalingana na wewe. Course yenye unadai, kitu yenye unataka, iko hapa penye tuko sisi. Hii ndio Waithaka yenye sisi hatuko tunatarajia inaweza kuwa, lakini ishakuwa.
What I'll just want to tell people is love yourself, take good care of yourself, and just know each and every road that you're going to go, there's always bumps. Just find a way of crossing those bumps.
I would advise that no one is too problematic for God to save. No one is too deep that God cannot save. And no one is too unloved for the love of God not to save. The Bible says, for God so loved the world. It is out of the love of God that He gave. So it is from the same love that He has bestowed upon us that we are giving. So wherever you are, it doesn't matter whichever religion you come from, there is something that God did. And what God did was for the sake of man to continue doing to the rest of humanity. And I'm here for a reason and a season. Once my season is over, I exit the stage and another person gets into the stage. So the reason why I'm here, 100 years is too short for man. Whatever I want to achieve is based on the impact that I'm going to make. And my impact is just one, to make sure that the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ is spread. Second, to make sure that I'm living in a sober community, society, country. And number three is to make sure that everyone loves one another.